ever wondered how the fierce and brave Vikings perceived beauty? These seafaring warriors, traders and explorers, hailing from the northern and western parts of Europe, dominated the 8th through the 11th centuries. Known for their strength and courage, the Vikings have often been portrayed in popular culture as rugged and unkempt. But is that truly an accurate depiction? Contrary to the common perception, the Vikings had a complex and unique standard of beauty, a far cry from the dirty and disheveled caricatures often painted in modern media. In fact, their perception of beauty was intrinsically tied to their way of life, their beliefs, and their values. Let's start by painting a broad picture of the Viking era. This was a time of exploration, trade, and warfare, but also a time when art, culture, and personal identity held significant importance. The Vikings were not just warriors and seafarers, they were also farmers, craftsmen, poets, and traders. They were a versatile and dynamic people, and this diversity was reflected in their perception of beauty. The Viking idea of beauty was not solely based on physical attributes. It was a combination of personal hygiene, physical strength, bravery, honor, and even the clothes one wore and the tattoos they had. A beautiful Viking was not just physically appealing, but also courageous, honorable, and strong. In this video, we aim to delve deeper into the Viking perception of beauty, to understand how it was influenced by their culture, their lifestyle, and their values. We will explore the importance they placed on personal hygiene, the value they saw in physical strength and endurance, the respect they had for bravery and honor, the significance of tattoos, and the role clothing played in their perception of beauty. So, are you ready to challenge your preconceptions and discover a different side to the Vikings? A side that values cleanliness, strength, courage, and personal expression as core aspects of beauty. Let's dive into the world of Vikings and explore their unique beauty standards. Contrary to popular belief, Vikings took personal hygiene seriously. That's right, the Vikings, known for their seafaring, trading, and warrior ways from the 8th to the 11th century, were not the unkempt brutes that some may imagine. Instead, they were surprisingly meticulous about their grooming habits. Vikings were regular bathers. Evidence from archaeological finds suggests they bathed at least once a week, which was significantly more often than many other societies during the same period. They used soaps made from animal fats and plant ashes, which not only cleaned, but also helped to bleach their hair, a practice that was particularly popular among Viking men. Hair care was another crucial aspect of Viking personal hygiene. Both men and women took great care to comb their hair and keep it tidy. Men would typically wear their hair short on the back and sides, but left it long on top. They also sported a range of beard styles, from full and bushy to neatly trimmed, and they kept their facial hair well groomed with the help of combs and scissors. Now, let's not forget about the importance of accessories in their beauty standards. Vikings were fond of jewelry, and both men and women wore it. Rings, necklaces, bracelets, and brooches were not just decorative. They were also symbols of wealth and status. Intricately designed, these pieces were often made from silver, bronze, and even gold. Ear spoons were another common personal grooming tool among the Vikings. These were used to clean ears, and like combs, they were often made from bone or antler. The existence of such tools further underscores the importance Vikings placed on personal hygiene. So it's safe to say that the Vikings were a lot cleaner and more stylish than they're often given credit for. It turns out, their grooming practices were not just about cleanliness. They were also a reflection of their identity and status. Personal hygiene was not just about cleanliness, it was part of the Viking identity. For Vikings, beauty wasn't just skin deep, it was intricately woven into the very fabric of their existence, and physical strength and endurance stood at the forefront of this perception. Now, when we speak of physical strength and endurance, we aren't merely referring to the ability to lift heavy objects or run long distances. The Vikings held a much deeper, more profound understanding of these concepts. In the rugged, often harsh landscapes of northern Europe, physical strength was the key to survival. The Vikings were seafarers, explorers, warriors, and traders. They braved the tumultuous seas, navigated treacherous terrains, and engaged in fierce battles. A strong, muscular body wasn't just an aesthetic preference, it was a necessity, a tool for survival. But the Viking understanding of strength extended beyond the physical. It was a quality that permeated every aspect of their lives. It was about resilience, about the ability to withstand hardship and adversity. It was about endurance, the capacity to keep going even when the odds were stacked against them. And it was about courage, the willingness to face danger head-on, no matter how daunting. Bravery and honor held a high place in Viking beauty standards. These attributes were not just desirable, they were essential. The Vikings were a warrior society, and their legends are filled with tales of heroic feats and noble sacrifices. Bravery in battle was not just expected, it was celebrated. Those who demonstrated courage and fearlessness were revered, their stories passed down from generation to generation. But it wasn't all about physical courage. Honor played a vital role too. An honorable Viking was one who was truthful, loyal, and just. They were individuals who kept their promises, who treated others with respect, and who lived according to the societal norms and values. To be honorable was to be trustworthy, to be reliable, and above all, to be respected. For Vikings, beauty was not just about appearances, it was also about character. A truly beautiful Viking was brave, honorable, and possessed a strength of spirit that was admired by all. Tattoos played a significant role in Viking aesthetics. They weren't just about self-expression or body art as we see it today. For the Vikings, tattoos carried deep meanings, serving both aesthetic and religious purposes. In the Viking era, tattoos were more than just ink on skin. They were symbolic narratives, telling stories about personal achievements, battles won, and voyages undertaken. They were a visual language, expressing the wearer's identity and status in society. Religion also played a part in the Vikings' tattoo culture. Their gods and mythological creatures were often depicted in their tattoos, serving as protective symbols or totems. The complex designs and patterns were believed to provide strength, courage, and protection to the wearer. But remember, tattoos were not just for the tough Viking warriors. They were also worn by women, who used them to express their personal stories and status. Tattoos were more than just body art for the Vikings. They were a statement of identity and accomplishment. Viking clothing style was another reflection of their beauty standards. Their attire was not just about protection from the elements, it was also a statement of wealth, social status, and aesthetics. The Vikings appreciated vibrant hues and intricate designs, a far cry from the monotonous grey and brown tones often depicted in popular culture. The richer the colors and the more elaborate the designs, the wealthier and more influential the Viking was considered to be. Wool was the most common fabric used, dyed into brilliant shades of red, blue, green, and yellow, among others. The process of dyeing was laborious and expensive, adding to the value of the colored clothes. Silk, though less common due to its high cost and rarity, was also used, especially by those of higher status. The use of fur, particularly from exotic animals, served not only as a means of keeping warm, but also as an indicator of wealth and adventurous exploits. Extravagance extended to the detail in their clothing as well. Garments were often adorned with intricate embroidery, metal threadwork, and beadwork. The more elaborate the decoration, the higher the wearer's status. Such details were not just for show, they were also a testament to the wearer's skills, or the skills of their family, as most Viking clothes were homemade. Clothing accessories like brooches, belts, and arm rings were not only functional, but also status symbols. They were often made of precious metals and decorated with gemstones, further showcasing the wearer's wealth and status. In summary, Viking clothing was a canvas for expressing wealth, status, and aesthetic sensibilities. It was a vibrant and integral part of their identity and their perception of beauty. From personal grooming to clothing, the Viking beauty standards were unique and fascinating.